Good morning, beloveds. Or maybe I should do that again. Good morning, beloveds. Okay. It was gym day, so this is why we're doing this early, and then I'm going to go wash this mess. So, all right. This is what we are doing. Let's do the housekeeping. Housekeeping is simply me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. That's it. Yeah, I say that. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. And when I say constant contact is a company. That's the email service that we use that does through which we send the emails. The emails are done by a real person, but the service, because it is a service, it's a blind CC. Nobody will see your email. Okay. That's one of the things that we can do through the constant contact. Nobody will see your email. Nobody will get your email. So it's safe. So it's info@creativelife.org. That is the constant contact email. One email a week gets you, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. And I say one email a week because it is generally just one email a week unless something happens, because we do live in hurricane country and it is hurricane season. So, weather-related incidents will definitely get an extra email, and occasionally other things. So, yeah, that's that. And then the social medias. We do not monetize the social medias because we don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to engage with our pages, because that's what bumps us in the algorithm. Your activity on our pages and posts. So please go subscribe, follow based on which page you're on, and then like and comment and share the posts. We would appreciate it. That will get you, that bumps us in the algorithms, and then more people see our stuff. Hopefully you think that we have good tools to share. Now, so we are reading Living the Science of Mind, which I've read most of because the various classes use this book. They assign you a bunch. You probably read a bunch. But I've never actually sat down, just like with the Science Mind textbook. I've never actually sat down and read it cover to cover. So that's what I'm doing now. Now, I do advocate on this one that if you just need something that day, flip it open. And whatever page it comes open to is probably what you need today. Like today, you are a spiritual broadcasting system is where I landed. That's not the article I'm going to read today because we are reading this cover to cover. We're going to do You Have Dominion. But that's a good way to use this book. So please, do, because the essays are from my personal opinion. I think that a lot of these essays started with people coming to Ernest Holmes with questions. They're like, hey, tell me more about this. Hey, explain this to me. So he wrote essays. And then he ended up creating this amazing at-home course. You could mail off for it, and then they would mail you a lesson once a week for 48 weeks. That's where the essays ended up. And that's where they were pulled from for this book. But like I said, my own personal opinion, because they have that one-on-one, I'm answering your question feeling to me. So, they're really, and it's a different voice than you hear in the text. In fact, I never suggest people start off with the textbook because the textbook, textbook is something else. I never suggest people start with that. I always I'm like, here, read this thing called You. Then think about the textbook, because the textbook is what it is. It is not the easiest to read. So, all right, let's get into this. I love the textbook, but yeah, it's just the rest of his work has a different voice. Okay, so you have dominion. With an understanding of this science, fear should disappear. And with direct application of this principle to your problems, you will discover that they will begin to seem less insistent. Begin to act as though you already have dominion over evil, as though all fear were a phantom, and as though everything you have been afraid of were unreal. Declare the truth by saying there is nothing to be afraid of, that you no longer entertain any images of fear, that good is the only power there is, that this good, which is the only power there is now operating in your affairs. Know that good is omnipotent. Know that the truth instantly, effectively, and permanently destroys every fear and every effect of fear. Know that you are governed by infinite intelligence. Know that you are directed by divine guidance, and that you are compelled to think and act constructively. Therefore, you may know that everything you do, say, or think carries with it a divine authority. Freedom already exists, but your freedom is in your own thought. Hence, it is not enough to say God is free, which, of course, is a true statement. But this statement must be made personal. The freedom of God is my freedom. The power of God is my power. The presence of God is in me. The mind of God is my mind. The strength of God is my strength. And the joy of God is my joy. All right. So the title is You Have Dominion. Ernest likes to talk about our spiritual inheritance. And I think that's what he's talking about. And I like that last paragraph, he's like, it's not enough to say God is freedom. It's not enough to say what God is. What we have to do is personalize it. What we have to do is claim it. What we have to do is claim it. And so many times, people make themselves small. People will go out of their way. People will go out of their way to say, I am this, tiny little worm, and I don't deserve it, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, honestly, when I hear people do that, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I'm like, I've got a customer who says, if you ask him how he's doing, he says, more blessed than I deserve. And I'm like, you're a beloved expression of the divine. You are not more blessed than you deserve. You deserve every blessing. You deserve every blessing that you have. You are, with that customer, you're a beloved child of God. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a beloved child of God. You deserve every blessing. And so, and I always go back to, the movie was terrible. I don't even remember the name of the movie. But it was a Will Smith movie. And he turns to his son and he says, the danger is real. Fear is a choice. And so that's why he starts this off. If we remember who we are, then fear is a choice. And we can choose differently. That's one of the things that Reverend Jesse likes to say a lot. It's like, if you don't know what to treat for in a situation, we always treat for the highest best. But what we want every person on the planet to know is that they are a choice. Sometimes the only choice we have is how we feel about a situation. But here's the cool thing is once we decide how we feel about a situation, once we make that choice, then options open up for things that we can do. Once we have decided, well, I am not okay with this, then you start to see, okay, well, this is what I can do to change the situation. If everybody on the entire planet knew that they were a choice, and I would hope that everybody would choose their spiritual inheritance of recognizing that they are a beloved expression of the divine, that they are a beloved child of God, and then extend that same grace to every living thing on this planet. Because absolutely every living thing on this planet is a beloved expression of the divine. Can you imagine what kind of world we could live in if we could look at each other's eyes and see God looking back at us? You have dominion. The power that flows from the divine flows through us. We are the divine distributors. As I think that originated with Troward. The first time I think I heard it was in Tom Sanar's class. And there's a class coming up where we're going to get to learn a little bit more about Tom Sanar with Reverend Dana, which reminds me I need to register for that. Because I don't think it starts, I think it starts in the middle. But we are divine district. That's like part of what we come in. We can talk about purpose all day long and never get anywhere. But part of the reason that we are here, we're here to learn. But we are also here to bring that power into manifestation in all of the amazing ways that we can. And so the last paragraph is where the importance is. We can list all of the qualities of God until we accept that we are the qualities of God. It's not going to do us any good. God is love. God is beauty. God is joy. God is all of these things. But until I say God is in me as me, then I'm just blowing in the wind. You are a beloved expression of the divine. The power of God's beauty flows through you. The power of God's love flows through you. The power of God's joy flows through you. An old phrase that I like to use, that I haven't used in a while, is get off the hose. You are standing on your hose. Let it flow. Personalize it. All of the wonderful things that you think God is, you are too. Let it flow through you. Let it manifest in your world in all of the amazing ways that it can. Because as we like to say, God can do amazing things through you. God can do amazing things for you through you. You got to be willing. All right. You have dominion. I'm not a big fan of the word dominion. I think that's where we went wrong in the Bible when they translated that word from whatever it was. It's like where God turns to Adam and says, you have dominion. I think if we had translated it to stewardship, you are the steward. It is your responsibility to take care of. Dominion has a different meaning right now. But in this case, it's a good one. You have dominion over the power flowing through you into this world. Do amazing things with it. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process. The next article is like 3 pages. So tomorrow will be a little bit longer of a reading. But because these have been real short. I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a you got this day, hey, middle of the week day, day. Say something silly day. Tell somebody a good joke day, or tell somebody a bad joke day. Have a little fun day. Do what you gotta do day. You got this day. Cuddle your fur babies day. I'm a big cuddle your fur babies every day, if you haven't noticed. Drink plenty of water day. Stay out of the direct sunlight today. Wear your sunscreen day. Don't get too overheated day. Do something good for yourself, whatever that looks like, day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. You are a brilliant light and a divine spark. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Explore the truth of your own being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Because good is all the divine knows. All right, beloveds. I'm going to go wash my hair. So I'm simply going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Oh, it's Wednesday. There will be a meditation from Danielle, which I still haven't gotten the last one up. I need to go do that. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.